Hey guys, Brady here. And I know I'm a bit late on this. I probably should have done this a while ago, back in November. But I just want to talk about Thor Ragnarok, my thoughts on the movie. I didn't really give too much about the movie, but you see, I was one of the last people in my group of friends to see Thor Ragnarok. So all my friends who saw it before me, like, oh my god, you gotta see Thor Ragnarok. It's one of the funniest MCU movies ever. I was like, hell yeah, I cannot fucking wait to see Thor Ragnarok. I love a good comedy. A 2 hour and 10 minute comedy is great. I walked into Thor Ragnarok excited as hell, sat down to my seat, and I left unpleasantly underwhelmed with the movie. Um, I don't think the comedy worked that much. I thought Korg was kind of an annoying character. He had some funny moments. I will give him that. Korg had some really funny moments. But majority of his character, he just kind of annoyed me. Like his voice just really annoyed me. Um, like I knew Taika Waititi had a role in this movie, as a certain role in this movie. I didn't know it was Korg. For the longest time, I was like, is that Eggsy from Kingsman playing the voice of Korg? Because he sounded like Eggsy from Kingsman. Taron Egerton, I think his name is, from Kingsman the Secret Service. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's the character that Taika Waititi played. I don't know why I kept thinking it was Taron Egerton. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I thought his character was kind of annoying. I thought the Grandmaster was annoying as well, who also had one or two funny moments in the movie, but majority of his scenes kind of got on my nerves. Not as much as Korg though. And then yeah, so and then people. This movie has like a 93%, 92% Rotten Tomatoes right now. I don't think it's as funny as people say it is. There's better MCU comedies out there. There's the Avengers, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man: Homecoming, and yeah, those are it. Those are the four funniest MCU movies in my opinion. This was just some of the stuff I saw what they were trying to go for. It just did not work at all. Like there's this scene. It's the scene where we're fucking lights blinding me. There was a scene where we're first introduced to I think her name is Valkyrie or whatever. I'm just gonna say Tessa Thompson's character. We're first introduced to her on this junkyard planet. Okay, it's already established that she's an alcoholic, and literally the first thing we see her do, she walks off the ship and then she walks out of the ship and then falls sideways onto the ground. I was like, wow, this felt like a shitty spoof movie at that 1 second felt like it was ripped out of some shitty spoof movie, like, from like the Jason Freeberg and Eric Seltzer. It sounded like something that they would come up with. Oh, this would be funny. Let's have her drink and fall off the side of her ship. That's hilarious. Let's make a Thor Ragnarok. Actually, it sounds like a porn title, but you know what I mean. It sounds like something that those fucktards would make into one of their spoof movies. Actually, I haven't heard from them lately. Whatever happened to those two fuckheads that did all those spoof movies? Did they stop? I hope they did. Their spoof movies sucked. But yeah, did anybody else feel like that Tessa Thompson scene kind of felt like a shitty parody to Thor or to anything Marvel related? It did not feel like a Marvel moment. It felt like just a very terrible spoof comedy, and it did not work in my opinion. I saw what they were going for. The execution of that scene was just piss poor. That's all I gotta say. It was just terrible. I didn't like it. But yeah, I will say this about the movie. I loved Hulk in the movie. He was great. That gladiator fight scene I guess you could say it's in the middle of the movie. That was a ton of fun to watch. I felt like it took a while to get to see Hulk. I really wanted to see Hulk. I wanted to see Hulk. I was like, yes, finally, some Hulk moments. We got him acting like a big baby in his room with Thor, and he's like, I'm not a kid. And then he throws like something at like Thor's head. That was hilarious. And then Taika Waititi thought it'd be funny to recreate the ass shot scene from Hulk back in 2003 and decided to show Hulk's ass in this movie. Thank you. We didn't get enough of Hulk's ass in previous Hulk movies. We had to have it in this movie as well. That was lovely. No, it wasn't. What else is there? I like the part when I love everything when Mark Ruffalo is not the Hulk anymore. I love it when it's just Thor and Mark Ruffalo just talking with each other. I thought those were really good moments in the movie. I wish there was more of those. I especially like the first scene with them when they're on that ship that Hulk crash landed on. Well, that crash landed, but the Hulk like pretty much landed in back in Avengers 2, where it's the same ship he used in Avengers 2. That's, I guess, it took him to the Grandmaster place, wherever the planet, I don't know. And yeah, I love that moment they had together in that scene. It was a funny moment. It wasn't really much of a serious moment. And then he gives him Tony Stark's clothes, and he starts complaining about Tony Stark. He's like, "Why does Tony Stark like to wear all these skinny jeans and shit like that?" I thought that was hilarious, that line. And then I love how I'm gonna call her Valkyrie. I love how Valkyrie didn't know who Bruce Banner was. She's like, it's like, have I seen you around anywhere before? He's like, yeah, you know me. And then towards the end of the movie, he's like, I'm about to show you who I really am. He like jumps off the aircraft and just like lands like face first on that like whatever, like it's the bridge that connects that Asgard to, or I'm sorry, I'm not a comic book fan. And he just falls and looks like he kind of killed himself. It was kind of funny. Hulk died and I laughed, or Bruce Banner died and I kind of chuckled at. Well, I didn't chuckle. I pretty much laughed at that, and I was like, wow. But no, he's okay. I mean, they shouldn't have shown the scene in the trailer where he fights that big Hulk, well, not Hulk dog, but that big wolf, because that was after that he falls and dies. But I was like, oh, he's not dead. We still had that wolf scene coming up. But yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of really good moments. I like when for Thor Ragnarok, for every really good moment, there's a when the movie has good moments, the moments are really, really good. When the movie has really bad humor, like really bad jokes, like they're just really shit jokes. Like some of them stuff did not work. But yeah, Doctor Strange was great. I loved this scene, especially when right before Doctor Strange scenes end, his scenes right before Doctor Strange's scene end. We finally see Loki come back from a portal, and he's like, "I've been falling for 30 minutes." I just love the way he said that. That line had me cracking up. I love that. I love that delivery. I loved everything about the way he said it. Yeah, and then I guess Doctor Strange keeps on teleporting Thor during to different parts of his house, and he keeps spilling the beer. He keeps trying to drink the beer, but he keeps spilling it due to all the teleporting. I thought that was great. Stanley's cameo was great. But yeah, there are a lot of really good moments, but there's also a lot of really bad moments. So instead of giving Thor Ragnarok, I think I gave like a 4.5. I'm gonna drop it down to like a 3 out of 5. Definitely a little bit overrated. I think as far as MCU movies go, I think this is one of the weakest in my opinion. I don't think it's as bad as Thor: The Dark World, or even Iron Man 2 or Avengers: Age of Ultron, but it does have its moments of it is one of the weakest MCU movies in my opinion. I wouldn't rank this as one of the best. I'd rank it as just an okay MCU movie, like one of their okay entries. It's a little better than Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a little better than Captain America: The First Avenger. It's a little bit better to actually no, I think Thor is better than this. I think the first Thor is better than this movie. I think Ant-Man's a hell of a lot better than this movie. Spider-Man: Homecoming, Civil War, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 3, The Incredible Hulk. Did I say Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm going to say it again. Guardians of the Galaxy. I think all those are better than Thor Ragnarok. Oh, and I think Thor Ragnarok is just a tiny bit better than Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is a little underwhelming as well. I think Doctor Strange was one of the MCU's weakest entries as well. That's just my opinion. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Thor Ragnarok. Yeah.